Can a broken heart actually kill you? It sounds like something from a movie, a poetic way of describing grief after losing someone you love. But what if heartbreak wasn't just emotional pain? What if it could physically change your heart? Imagine revising a phone call that changes your life forever, or experiencing a devastating breakup. Within minutes, your heart races, your chest feels tight, your breathing changes. Most of us assume these are just emotions. But inside your body, something very real is happening. And in rare cases, it can be serious enough to send someone to the hospital. What's even stranger, heartbreak wasn't the only trigger. To understand why we need to talk about something most people don't realize, emotions are physical. When you experience fear, grief, excitement, or joy, your brain doesn't simply feel those emotions. It responds by releasing powerful chemical signals. Think of your brain as a control center. When something emotionally intense happens, it sends emergency messages throughout your body. One of the most important of these messages comes in the form of stress hormones like adrenaline. Adrenaline is useful in dangerous situations. It increases your heart rate, raises blood pressure, sharpens attention, and prepares your body for action. But when emotional stress becomes overwhelming, the same chemicals can sometimes overload the heart. Surprising fact number 1. Your brain cannot distinguish perfectly between physical danger and extreme emotional danger. To your body, a devastating loss can trigger many of the same biological responses as a life-threatening emergency. And that brings us to one of the strangest conditions in modern medicine. Doctors call it Takotsubo cardiomyopathy. Most people know it as broken heart syndrome. The condition was first described in Japan in the 1990s. Its unusual name comes from a traditional Japanese octopus trap called a Takotsubo. Why? Because during an episode, part of the heart temporarily changes shape and begins to resemble the trap itself. Suddenly, the heart's main pumping chamber becomes weakened. Patients often experience chest pain, shortness of breath, dizziness, and symptoms that look almost identical to a heart attack. Surprising fact number 2, many people with broken heart syndrome initially believe they are having a heart attack, and even doctors sometimes can't tell the difference without specialized tests. For years, researchers struggled to understand what was happening. The arteries supplying blood to the heart often appeared normal. There was no blockage, no obvious cause, yet the heart was clearly in severe stress. Today, scientists believe an intense surge of stress hormones temporarily stents the heart muscle, making it less effective at pumping blood. The good news? Most patients recover. In many cases, the heart gradually returns to normal within days or weeks. But that doesn't mean the condition is harmless. So, can a broken heart actually kill you? The honest answer is rarely, but yes. Most people survive and recover completely. However, serious complications can occur. The weakened heart might struggle to pump enough blood. Dangerous heart rhythms can develop. In severe cases, heart failure can occur. Although uncommon, these complications can become life-threatening. Surprising fact number 3. Some patients with broken heart syndrome require intensive care, despite having no blocked arteries and no traditional heart attack. This isn't simply being sad. It's a genuine medical condition. But here's where things become truly bizarre. Broken heart syndrome isn't always caused by heartbreak. In fact, some cases are triggered by positive emotions. Winning the lottery, a surprise marriage proposal, a long-awaited family reunion, even a favorite sports team winning a championship. Researchers sometimes call these cases happy heart syndrome. Surprising fact number 4. Extreme happiness and extreme sadness can trigger remarkably similar biological stress responses. Your body reacts to intensity, not just negativity. One study found that a small percentage of Takotsubo cases occurred after intensely joyful events rather than tragic ones. In other words, your heart doesn't always care whether you're overwhelmed by grief or excitement. It only knows that something extraordinary is happening. And that's what makes this condition so fascinating. It reveals something deeper about the human body. We often think of emotions as separate from biology, as if feelings exist in one world and organs exist in another. But that's not how the body works. Every emotion has a biological footprint. Every memory, every fear, every moment of joy, they all leave signals moving through your nervous system, your hormones, and even your heart. So, can you actually die from a broken heart? Usually, no, but broken heart syndrome is real. And the fact that an emotion can temporarily change the shape and function of your heart reveals something extraordinary about being human. The brain and heart are connected in ways we are still trying to understand. And perhaps the most surprising discovery of all is this. Our emotions aren't separate from our biology. They are biology.